Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a continuation of our last tutorial. Okay, I've cut out the top and we'll be using our fabric to cut out the lining. As you can see, I've finished cutting the lining and I've also added my interface. Okay, this is the front panel and this is the back panel and this is the front panel with the lining. Okay, and this is my cape, while the remaining part of it is the lower part. As you can see, the main bodice I use a soft interface, and for the cape I use a collar stay to make it stand a little, and for the lower part I use a stronger interface. Okay, so this is the lining for the lower part and is 1.5 inch shorter than the main fabric. So what we are going to do now is to start by joining the front bodice with the back bodice. Okay, so let me spread it out on my table. This is the back panel, so I'm going to be joining the front and the back panel together at the shoulder, just like the way I'm doing it now. I'm going to take it to my machine and sew it at the shoulder. Okay, let me take it to the machine and show us what I mean. And the same thing I've done to the front, the upper panel, I'll also do it to the lining. I'll also join the front and the back panel of the lining at the shoulder. Okay, as you can see, let me take it to the machine. Here is my fabric. I've joined it at the shoulder. As you can see, both the lining and the main bodice, I've joined it at the shoulder line. Okay, as you can see. So what I'll do now is to impute my dart. Remember, I made a notch to locate where my dart is. So what I'm going to do now is just to impute the measurement of my dart. All right. So for the back panel, I'll be measuring out 8 inches for my dart. Remember, I added extra 1 inch for sewing allowance, which I'll be cutting off ½ inch much later when we join the fabric together. So all I'll be measuring out is 9 inches for the back dart, just as I'm doing it. And then at the dart point, I'll go in by, I'll take up ½ inch on both sides. Okay, and then connect it to my 9 inches measurement. Okay, just the way I'm doing it. So I'll connect it down from that half length down to the dart, to the end of the dart, just the way I'm doing it. So the same thing I've done for this back panel, I'll also do it for the front panel and on all the dart points on the fabric. Okay, but for the front panel, I'm going to impute 6 inches dart, and also the 1 inch that we added at the half length is going to be making it 7 inches. Okay, so I'll connect it down and then measure ½ inch on both sides and connect it from the half length down to the end of the dart, just as I'm doing it. Okay, it's very easy and simple. As you can see, our dart is out. Okay, all you do is just to fold and put it on your machine, sew it down to the end of the dart. So I'll do the same for all the dart placements and for all the notch I made. So I'll also do the same thing for the lining. Okay, let me take it to the machine. All right, here is our upper bodice. As you can see, the dart is already in position for the front and for the back panel. both on the main fabric and on the lining. Okay, as you can see, my dart is in place. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to take the cape to the machine. Also remember, I cut it as half circles, so I will need to join it to achieve my full circle. Okay, so I will join it from one end to the other, and then I'll also join the lining of the cape. Remember, the lining is shorter than the main cape, so I'll join it and turn it round. The same also applies to the lower part of the top, where I'll be putting my box pleats. Okay, so I will turn everything with the lining. As you can see, the lining is shorter than the main fabric by 1.5 inches. Okay, this is to enable us to turn it accurately. All right, we've done justice to that. As you can see, our cape is ready. We have joined it. Okay, I've given it a good press to flatten the edges and the end of the sewing. Okay, as you can see, it's looking very, very neat. So our cape is ready. Okay, I use half inch to turn it, and the remaining allowance is to join it to the neck. The same thing I also did for the lower part of the top. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to place my fabric, spread it out on the table. Okay, and place the lining on the main fabric, right side facing right side. Okay, just the way I'm doing it. As you can see, I'm trying to align it so that I don't have any end that is not aligned together. Okay, you can also use your pin to hold it down. So I will start from the half length, either from the back side or the front side, down to the shoulder point and down to the other side of the half length. Okay, the same thing I'll do for the other side of the fabric, holding it with with half inch sewing allowance. Okay, let me take it to the machine. All right, as you can see, our top is gradually taking a very beautiful shape. You can see I've sewn it round with half inch sewing allowance just to close up that open end. Okay, so what we are going to do now is to fix in our cape. Okay, so we locate the midpoint on the cape. Remember, we join it, so that's our midpoint. So also locate the midpoint on the back fabric, and then we'll pin it down to the center front where the zipper allowance ends. Okay, remember 1.5 inch is for zipper allowance. So I've turned my cape round, I've cut off the excess, and then I've closed the end. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to place it on my main bodice. Remember, I've also joined the front and the back and lining together. So the next thing now is to place my cape, locating the center of the back panel. Okay, so what we'll do is to put it inside. We'll put it inside, in between. Let me turn it so that it will be more easier for me to fix it. It's a bit difficult since the hard stay, since the peplum stay on it is very hard. It's somehow difficult to fix. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to fix it right inside. Okay, I'll fold it and pass it from the half length region. Okay, just the way I'm doing it. Watch out, I'm going to do it this way. Right side facing upward. Okay, that is to say wrong side facing the right side of the main bodice. Okay, do you get it? We'll place it wrong side facing the main and the right side of the main body. Okay, and then pin it round from the center back round to the end of the center front, leaving the zipper allowance. Okay, so we're going to pin it round and then take it to the machine and stitch it round. This takes a little time, you have to be patient. Okay, as you can see, I finished pinning it down to the lining and to the main fabric. So I'll take it to the machine and sew it around with 1/2 inch sewing allowance, leaving the front side. Okay, after closing that point, I'll close the center front with 1/2 inch allowance. Remember, I have 1.5 inch zipper allowance, so I'll be closing that end with 1/2 inch. Okay, here is my top. As you can see, I've closed the sides, the center front and the center back. I've joined the lining and the main fabrics together. So what I'll be doing now is to remove the pins and then turn it round so that we can see how it looks like. Our top is gradually taking shape. Okay, so we'll bring out the cape. Okay, as you can see, wow, yeah, this is how it looks like. So what I'll be doing now is to give it a good press. Give it a good press to stretch out all the folded ends. Okay, as you can see, our top is coming out beautifully well. We've added our cape and this is our zipper allowance, remaining 1 inch that we'll be using to attach the zipper. Okay, I've given it a good press. So what I'll do now is to hold the two sides, turn it round, right side facing right side. Remember, we added 1.5 inch seam allowance. We've used 1/2 inch to join it, so the remaining 1 inch is to hold it down from the armhole region down to the half length region. Okay, so we'll turn it right side facing right side, just the way I'm doing it, and we'll hold it down, as you can see. So I'll take it to my machine and hold it down. Yeah, my top is coming out beautifully well. Okay, as you can see. So what we're going to be doing now is to cut off the 1/2 inch I told us earlier we're going to be cutting out from the fabric. Okay, from the upper bodice. Okay, remember, the front is always shorter than the back panel, so we're going to be marking out 1/2 inch from the center front down to the sides and then cut it off. Okay, that is after holding the sides. Okay, so that's what we're going to do right away. Okay guys, I've closed it from the two sides. As you can see, the two sides are closed. This is our jacket. I'm so sorry guys, I don't know what happened to my camera to show us how I cut the 1/2 inch from the back panel, but don't worry, in our next tutorial I'll be showing us what I did to cut off the 1/2 inch on the back panel. Okay, so sorry. So right now we'll be joining the lower part. Okay, as you can see, I've closed the side of the lower part at the two ends. All right, so what I'm going to be doing now is to attach it to the upper bodice. Okay, so I'll be pinning it to the upper bodice. Let me turn it round. Okay, so from the edge, as you can see from the screen, from the edge down, I'll be pinning it, and then when I get to the dart point, the side, the center back, the dart at the back, I'll be making a box pleat at that spot. Okay, as you can see, depending on the quantity of fabric you have, as you can see, I've made a box pleat. This is what I want. Okay, so depending on the quantity of fabric that you have, it will determine the length of your box pleat. So I'll be making it round the fabric for maybe about 2.5 inches, 2 inches or 3 inches, as the case may be, depending on the fabric you have. Okay, here is my top. I've made the pleat round from one side of the front to the other. Okay, as you can see, this is exactly what I want on the dart, on the sides, and on at the center back. Okay, so let's measure and see the length of my box pleat. I have 2 inches. Okay, plus inch folding, that's 4 inches for my pleating. So what I'll do now is to take it to the machine and hold it round by 1/2 inch. All right, as you can see, our top has come out neat and beautiful. One more thing remaining. Okay, you can see the pleats are there, the box pleats looking very beautiful and fine. So the remaining thing we're going to add to this top now is the zipper. Okay, so we'll be adding the zipper at the front, folding it by 1 inch. Remember, it was 1.5 inch. We use 1/2 inch to fold it inward. So we'll be adding our zipper using 1 inch, using 1 inch to sew it down to the top. Okay, wow, here is our top ready for use, looking very, very beautiful, looking very fine. You can see the zipper, it can open fine and neat. All right, this is the end of our tutorial. If this tutorial has been very helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up, and please don't fail to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also click on the notification bell to always get notified anytime I upload my videos. Thank you for watching till the end. See you in my next tutorial. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. God bless you. Thank you for watching till the end. Bye bye.